Alright, how's it going, everybody? It's April. It's pretty wet. We are not going to go and destroy our single track trails because we care. So instead, we're going to use this as an opportunity to do some stuff on the bike that we probably should do more often. One of which, as you can see, and I've talked about this before, is I have a smart carb on my bike, and I got new KYB front and rear suspension, which already is making a huge difference. But what we're going to do today is we're going to just take a quick go at adjusting the smart carb a little bit better. I've been having some problems with idle, so I'm going to play with that while I'm out here. And once I have the carb sorted, I'm going to turn and do the sag. So this is cold start, you can see. So it says 50 degrees Fahrenheit. This thing's cold. It hasn't been started in well, since yesterday at some point, and it is not overly warm out. We've got 5 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start it with the choke on. I'm going to try and get it up to running temperature, and then I'm going to try and play with it a little bit. I just have not been able to quite figure this out, and every time I do a top end and stuff, it seems like I've got to adjust it, but I've never really put the time into it. Okay, so let's see how this works. So gas is on. I'm going to pull the choke up on the smart carb, and then we're going to fire it up and see if we can get it to run half decent. So that's with the choke on. Now with these smart carbs, they actually say once it's been adjusted, the smart carb should only be on for like a few seconds, or sorry, the choke should only be on for a few seconds. That hasn't been my experience, so let's see here. Now the guys are amazing at Smart Carb. They will answer emails all day. I've talked to them before, but it's hard without them, you know, without being right beside the bike or doing this live, for them to give any sort of like significant tips on tuning. So with the choke on, it's running. That's actually kind of where I would like it. I would almost like it to idle like that regularly. But anyway, we're going to let it warm up. There's a little bit of smoke coming out. You're not supposed to touch the throttle at all on the smart carb while the choke's on. You can hear it starting to die down a little bit. We'll turn the choke off right there. Okay, so the choke's off, it's idling. So I basically put it back to stock settings last night, or at least it's idling. Before, I wouldn't even be able to walk away from it to let it warm up. I'd have to kind of keep giving it throttle because I want it to die on me. So there, now you can hear it. Now it's just a little shot of throttle, and I find it's like the rev, it's almost like it's hanging a little bit. There we go. You can hear it's like got a bog. But what I want to do, the way I'm going to do it, is I'm going to get it up to running temperature before I really worry about it. Oh no, I broke a spring! You can hear it. And then it dies out. And one of the biggest things I've noticed is I do have a bog right from the bottom end. So once this is kind of up to temperature here, I'm just going to ride around on it. I think I have the idle screw pretty much back to stock settings. They say you want a slide height of around 1.8 millimeters to 2 millimeters. They give you a measurement basically for the idle screw, but mine's got to be pretty, I think it's pretty close. And in all honesty, I want to get it to run nice with the clicker, and then once the clicker is set, then I'm going to play with the idle screw some more. So I got a few parts I could replace. So see, when you go to crack it, yeah, when you go to like crack the throttle, it bogs right out. And even after I blow it out a little bit, okay, once it comes back down, I I think I should be making it richer, which is going to be the first thing I do. And I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go like 6 clicks richer and see if I can't like have a positive impact on this bog down low. Because for little maneuvers like pivot turns and stuff, having it bogged down low is super annoying, like outrageously annoying. I want it to be crisp off the bottom. I could care less about up top on this bike. Getting close to running temperature, so I'm going to pull it off the stand and just putt around, get it a bit more time to warm up. I'd like to get it nice and warm, everything circulating the right way here. Hear that? Got such a bog on it, man. It just really damages my ability to control the bike. Like that should be popped up. Okay, so you won't be able to see this. Okay, so what you got to do for the Smart Carb is basically hold the throttle all the way open, and that brings the needle up to connect with the top clicker here, right there. So you can see I push that down, and then throttle all the way up to the stop. I like to go on the exhaust side normally, but so I'm going to bring this all the way up. Gauge the clicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that was 6 clicks richer. Let's see what that feels like. Idling better. Oh. Still. Oh man, yeah, there we go. Okay, that's better. Weird, it's like it's getting more fuel and the idle's actually higher, not lower. All right, okay. So I did 6 clicks out. I'm gonna do another 4. I'm gonna go bold here. So that'll be 10 full clicks. So I'll be at 78 clicks out all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 4 on the carb. That's 10. Much stronger idle. Way better. Okay. The idle's a bit high, which I find super interesting. I'm gonna do 4 again. This will take me to 14. That'll be 14. So it's revving high, but that bog is almost gone. I can already feel like it's more smoother on the throttle. All right, idle screw half a turn. What does this feel like here? The idles come down a bit, that's good. That was pretty smooth. Not bad. And we're a heck of a lot richer. Like this is getting out of control here. 3, 4. Holy cow, I've probably been videoing here for almost 30 minutes. Just trying to get my throttle sorted. I think I got it set here. Okay, so it's got a strong idle, even a touch high. But my factory, call them factory settings on the Smart Carb when I got them from Smart Carb were 88 clicks out from full rich. I'm gonna do a double check when I get home, but I should be somewhere, I gotta be somewhere around 70 right now. So I've come in a good anywhere between 14 and 16 clicks more rich, and it is idling better. It has more get up and go. It's got a lot better you know, low end throttle response, like way better, like just little whoop, and it's up. You can hear it just kind of tractors, as opposed to before I really had to, like, I really had to get on it before. I almost had to load the clutch just to get it to pop. Now it's just a little tiny, now it's just a little bit of gas and it's up. And my dog's losing her mind because she's out of breath just from following me doing little wheelies. She doesn't know any better. I personally had a difficult time telling the difference between a lean bog and it being too rich, but I'll tell you now when I look back on it after having played with it, it's really not that confusing. So now I'm pretty comfortable with where it's at. You know, if anything, I wouldn't go any leaner than where I am right now. I may even, or I could potentially even look at going even a little bit more rich. So now, based on where this thing is set, I'm actually going to write this down in my manual. Not right now, but when I get home and verify how many clicks it is in, because 88 clicks out was way too lean. It was way too lean. And listen, Smart Carb does its best, and I think they try to send them out actually adjusted a bit rich. That's typically what they do, but I have had zero luck trying to stay around the OEM settings. I haven't. And you know, they do their best from like where they understand in the information that you send them as well. So it's not it's certainly an art, not a science. And they're very quick to answer the phone. And actually, what gave me the idea to even adjust it this much was my buddy with a cross trainer actually called them, and I think talked to Nathan, kind of told him what was going on, because his was doing the same thing. So I think maybe it's just, we're in Ontario, we're in Canada, you know, I don't know. There could be something just slightly different in the environment that is, you know, just doesn't work well with settings that maybe work elsewhere from a stock perspective. Anyway, so he called, and yeah, he's having the exact same thing. High idle, was having a difficult time getting his set, and Nathan told him to go 14 clicks richer, which is what he did. And I drove his cross trainer the other day, and it had way better throttle response down low than mine did. And so I just thought to myself, I'm actually going to come out and dedicate some time to this, because I haven't really ever done that. It's been 3 years with this bike, and I've just kind of managed, and I do the top end so frequently that, like, I don't really see issues pop up because it's always so fresh. But it certainly feels a heck of a lot better right now. I'm really pumped about it, actually. And I think starting from cold is going to be easier too. It just fired right up. I know it's warm, but the idle was a lot stronger, like a lot stronger. I don't think it was getting anywhere near enough. And I was able to actually lower the slide a little bit too, because as the idle got stronger, I was able to back it off half a turn, and then a few more clicks richer. And it's, I mean, it's just spot on. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right, time to play with my newer toy. So I've already done this once. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna verify the static sag. This is so cool. Pop. Got a little clip here. Find a nice place to attach it. There's a little lip there, so I'm gonna see if I can't get this thing to hold. I mean, I don't have any issues with drilling a little hole through here, so it is what it is. And this thing's so easy. Power comes on, set at 0. Pull this out. There we go. Okay, so then it's at 0, and literally all we need to do now is get it off the stand. So we'll get it off the stand. I'm gonna pull this out because I'm not gonna use the stand again. Okay, so that right now is set at 38, 41, 34. So like you can see, right? So we're hovering anywhere in between. So I got 39. So I'm not going to be super concerned with my static sag. 35, kind of right in the middle. It kind of depends what you do on the back end here. If you, like, you know, if you give it a good push, it kind of holds a little bit lower. It's at around 40. Okay, it might not be on perfectly even ground here either, but that's that. So now what I'm going to do is, because I can't balance on my bike well enough to actually do this for real, I am going to bring it over towards the trailer and use the trailer as a bit of support if I need to. Okay, so again, so now we're at 32, 39. Anyway, we're close, we're right there. Now, this actually can attach to my phone, which is super cool, but I also have this little bad boy that goes up on the handlebars. I believe it's already synced. So if we go this. Yeah, one, good. So when I turned it on, just so everybody knows, when I turned on the actual wireless remote up on the handlebars, it reset it all to 0. So now it's gotta go back up on the bike here, go back up on the stand, get the rear wheel off the ground, set it at 0. So 37, see that? 37, where it came from, 0 and 0, perfect. I am going to put on a Camelback. This is full of water. Now on my 300, I typically ride maybe even a little bit heavier than this. So we'll see what it says here. At minimum, Gary water. Okay, so there we go. All right, let's take this off. So it's set at 0. There she goes. 17, 34. So right now it's set at 34. Watch, you can see. 36, 38, 34. Perfect. All right. Okay, so when we sit on it, 99, 100. It's not too bad. So when I sit in my race. Okay, and you can see like here's proper race, like this would be proper race form, elbows up, chin kind of over the front, over the handlebar, and we're at 98 millimeters. Okay, and then if we stand and get into a proper race, 104, so that's 104, 100. That's crazy how you can see that, eh? So then if I stand and put weight on the pegs here, I've seen some racers do it that way too. Look at that. So if I'm in like full attack mode, it's right around 104. So I'm gonna call that pretty good. And from there, I'm just gonna play with the different settings. All right, pretty cool tool though. I like it. Look, right back to 37. We're almost right on. We're almost dead on.